All right, I think we are streaming now. Hopefully this is all working. And let's hop into it. Oh, there we go. We got someone. Oh, we got Lewis in here. Nice. Road tripping. Where are you road tripping to, man? Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Let's fix this real quick. Switch to play mode. No, we want to switch to mouse mode. Move map. All right. Oh, I need to log in. So we're gonna hide this for a second while I do that. Actually, I think Mapper hides your password, but just in case. Yeah, it does. Just in case. There we go. All right, we are back. Woo! Okay. I think people can hear me. Let me check the stream myself to make sure that is the case. That would be really sad if no one can hear. Not this one. This one. And go ahead. Go ahead. Yep, that works. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, now what was I saying? All right, so last time we were here, we were adding mobs to the zone, and we kind of showed how to do that with our comm commands. I think we added an object or two as well. Veladan was here, and we were kind of going over some of the general commands that are required to start populating with user zone with stuff. Now that we've kind of got that under control, one thing that we're going to do today is we are going to try to at least put down the blueprint for a new mob and a new object, which we are going to pass up to Veladan, and we are going to hopefully have Fror take a look at and decide whether or not he wants to do that. We did get a couple suggestions from the audience, so we can go back and look at that. But also we're going to really try to flesh out what the zone is about, right? Try to make it have sense. Last time we just kind of threw a bunch of mobs in here haphazardly, which more or less fit. But we didn't really have a cohesive narrative at all to like why things are in here. Oh, Iowa. Okay, that sounds pretty fun. That sounds like a good time. You got to come to Florida, man. This is where all the fun's at. Get a little tan on. All right. Now let's see here. Let's get back over to here. So, let's see. We have right now, we've got some like butterflies and vines up in the northwest. Actually, I wonder if I can just share this. That might be the move here. I've been kind of putting together a little bit of a thing that's supposed to help out with this. So let me switch views here. We want this, I think. Yeah, that. And we go ahead and do this. There we go, nice. And we'll do something like that. I guess is pretty good. Okay, so what we have here, what we're looking at right now, is I need to hide that. We're just looking at the zone. So right now we've got a butterfly, we've got some vines, we've got a beetle over here. I don't know what that is yet. I think those roots. We've got some vultures down here, sturgeon, some trout, ibex over here, and some centipedes. I actually did have an idea for something that would be kind of fun, which is that we don't really have like a bridge or anything here, which is fine. You could have some fordable stuff. It would be really fun having like a little bridge here, which you can go over, but you can fall off of into the river. We can talk to Rogan about that later. But we're going to start adding a little bit more texture, a little bit more sense as to like what is the thought process here. I think this is a bear over here. But what the thought process of the mini story in a zone. Again, this is a little tiny zone, not that important, but we could still have fun with it. So we're going to have fun with it. Yeah, man, you got to come to Florida. Mexican food, beer, and great people is our vibe. Although maybe I should just go to Utah. I've actually have been meaning to go to Utah for a long time, and I have not gone to Utah, so that's on me. But I don't know why I haven't been to Utah. I actually have a friend who lives there right now, and he loves it. So I'm missing out. Okay. So let's think here a little bit. How can we make this more fun? Two big problems I see with this zone right now is there is not a lot of interesting stuff here to do. And there's not like a lot of, I don't know, it doesn't feel good yet. I don't think this is gonna be a super XP dense zone, so that's fine. But let's break this up into 4 areas. So we've got Mirkwood up here in the top left. We've got some hills and road over here on the top right. We've got the river in the center, so that's 3. And then we've got this kind of like, hill or mountainy area kind of in the bottom left. So I want to create like a little biome / ecosystem for each one of those things, which would be kind of cool. So let's get back to, let's start with the bottom left. I believe we had a bear over there. So let me go back to this and keep an eye on the chat over here. So let's turn that off. Go back over here. What room is down here? I think this room. Yeah, it's got a black bear that loads in it. Okay, cool. We got a black bear. What does the black bear eat and where does it stay? Well, it loads here. Maybe we should have like a little like bear den. I don't know. Do bears like have nests? Don't bears make nests? I'm pretty sure bears do make nests if I'm not wrong. They kind of like, or at least certain types of bears do. I was watching this thing on Sasquatch recently, and apparently a lot of the, like, it's rumored to make nests, and apparently bears also do that though. So that's like one reason why they don't think Sasquatch is real, because like they found like the nests and they're just like bear nests or whatever. Anyway, so that's the entirety that I'm basing this form of logic off of, which might be really bad. Yeah, like Chris, I agree. Like a bear has a den. I don't know if we can do like a standard like down type thing, but we could make this like a mountainish overhang type thing where it's still a mountain. I don't know. We can do something with a description here, but we've got a bear. Let's move the bear den. Nah, here's fine. Okay, but we're gonna make a little note here in the. We're gonna do room desk bear den. Oh, bear den. Okay. So we got a bear here, and we're going to have something about its den being here. So let's change the room name to like a, well, this wouldn't be a thicket anyway because we changed it, so these are all mountain rooms now. Let's do room name, in at a, I don't know, like what would be like a bear den in the mountains kind of a name, like a nook in the mountains or something. Yeah, how about in a nook in the mountains? That sounds kind of fun. Oh, and we got Rogan here now too. Sweet. A nook in the mountains. Yep, we are live. Okay, so if that's the case, and again, we're having fun here, guys. We're having fun. So it's not. We don't need to be super efficient about like, we gotta go get this shit out here right now. So we're definitely, Rogan said it doesn't have pants on. We're looking at Rogan. Oh, he's got all this stuff in his inventory. Actually, that is a weird thing about God characters, because God characters can just create items for like testing and stuff, so they tend to walk around with just like all kinds of shit in their pockets. Like I've got like all this stuff, which is, I've got 2 Maddox for some reason. I don't even know why. But okay, so we got this little bear nest here. I think we should load a bear cub, maybe. I don't know. Can we do that? No, those are only loaded with grizzly bears, right? This is actually going to be a little tough because I can't look this stuff up on. You know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to switch back to this view, which allows me to look up. Oh wait, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. Ooh, Rogan's going to bump us up to 2 viewers. Okay, now we're talking. Or 3 viewers. It really doesn't matter which one you do. But the point is, I need to look up items, and I apparently can't show you that. So let's look up bear. So I'm gonna use the same command I did before, which is number mob. I'm gonna do bear. We've got bear cub. I'm pretty sure that can only be loaded with a grizzly bear, unless I mean we can do a little info what is the number? Where am I at here? I don't know about you guys, but I still like it's like when someone's talking on all caps at you. Whenever I see a shout and I see the red text, I'm like, whoa, what is that? All right, let's go back to bear cub here. So 2138. And I forgot to do read. 2138 read. Feel free to load this cub anywhere you wish within reasonable limits. Oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be with a bear. Maybe that's going too far, but let's do it just for fun. So we're gonna go ahead and do com add mob, and we're gonna do 2138, and we're gonna do 00. Wait, actually, you don't have to do that. So we just do 200, I think is what we want. No. We just want one of these. So 10000. That would put actually I should probably switch back so that it's, here we go. Do it this way. So that's what we got. 100% load. This would be 0 in the room and 1 in the zone. So we need this. I don't remember if they wander or not. That looks pretty good. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do a little room save. And we're gonna do a little reload. Oh, I need to react here. React. Not rest. There we go. Bear cub. I think bear cubs do wander. If zone limit is 1, the room limit is 1. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, all right. So then let's change that. So we're gonna do. So com change. Let's see, it's com change, and then I think it's 2. Com change 2. Where did I do com list? Yeah, 2, and I think it's gonna be 100. 00. I think. Oh no, I did that wrong. So com change to mob. Okay, so I still need the mob number. All right, so com change to mob. I need the mob number, which was 2138. 2138. And we want 1 in the zone if these wander. So that. I only ever change com if they're part of a tree, otherwise just delete and recreate. Oh, okay, that's probably that's pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna have to start sharing revenue here with Rogan, because we're making so much money off of YouTube with all 2 viewers, 3 viewers we've got here. All right, so let's take a look at this. That looks good. All right, that looks great. And yeah, he's probably right about just deleting versus changing. All right, so we got a bear here. It's protecting its bear. It's going to have a little nook in the mountains. What does it eat? Well, it could go eat these eggs over here in this nest. So what we're actually going to do is we're probably going to put in the description. I'm going to go ahead and go back to room description here. I want to put some more notes about there's going to be some eggshells that the bears ate in this room description. Did that save? Yes, it did. We don't need this. We don't need this. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted to do. What do you mean you need a prefix in here? I don't need a prefix. Maybe I do. Anyway, okay, so we're going to do that. Was there anything down here? There's a brown pond. This is probably where the bears hang out. So we're going to add some, like, bear tracks to the kind of description notes here. That way we'll remember to... And let's have some... What are signs of bears? Broken branches? Let's add some broken branches over here. Broken branches. Cool. Just adds like flavor, and I think like just this is just a personal thing, and people can add in their thoughts here and stuff. But like there's so many rooms, and I'm guilty of this, where it's just like it's a room and it doesn't point to anything. And it's just like, what is the point of this room? And not every room has to be like amazing, right? But the rooms probably should point to something. They should give you clues about where you are, right? So it should probably be I think it'd be cool if this area kind of like points to the fact, hey, there's bears around here. Here we got a nest. All right. So what do the birds do? What do vultures do? Vultures eat carrion and stuff. So we should actually have like a corpse of something hanging out somewhere. Maybe we do that. I don't know. Over here in the forest or something. Where do you think I should load a redressed corpse? And we'll actually talk about redressing here in a second, because that would be a good thing to start adding here. Basically, in MUME, there's a lot of... So that you have a list of objects and mobs, basically, that you can use to populate a zone. That and libraries, which are basically like standardized muddle or like special features you can add to each room. But there's a lot of times you want to add a little bit of extra flavor, right? So what you can do is you can add a standard vanilla mob or object to a room. And then what you can do is you can kind of reskin it. So what it allows you to add a lot of flavor without having to like build something completely new. You can't like really interact with it very much, or you can, but you basically are allowed to reskin things. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a corpse, and then we're going to reskin it, and then we're going to like decorate it, and it's going to add to the flavor of the zone. So we're going to add a corpse over here. I think this is fine. So let me use this and see. Oh, I need to be connected for that. All right, we're going to switch back to this view here real quick. Switch back to that view. And I'm going to go ahead and look up corpse. 6302. To redress. All right. See if this is the corpse that we use. All right, so we need, let's do a little info on it. Info object 6302 read. There are no notes on a rotten corpse, but I'm pretty sure, or is it rotten or rottine corpse? Let's do info 6008. Oh man, I always mess it up. Info 6008 read. No notes on either of these. I don't think it matters that much. So we're going to go ahead and probably load these. So we're going to do Koa 6008 100. Boom. There we go. I think this is what we do. Okay, so now that we've got that, we've got that off screen. Now we can go back to this view for you guys, so you can see what we just did. Is this the help file? Rogan's saying we should read the help file on that, and I think it was somewhere in like the guidebook or something. In the guidebook? Question mark. Lib help redress corpse. Oh, here we go. Yes, this is good. So this will change any redressable corpse 0. So we loaded the right one. 6008 is loaded into the room, and you can change with a comm. Excellent. This is perfect. You were right. All right, so we're gonna have a corpse here, and right now it's the corpse of a goblin. Honestly, we could leave it as a corpse of a goblin, but we're going to probably change that to something else. Okay, I like the storyline of this little area. We've got everything kind of makes sense why it's here. Let's move over to the river. What do sturgeon eat? What are sturgeon? This is kind of I don't fish enough to know sturgeon. Let's look up some. Oh, that's nice. Here, let's This is a sturgeon. Sturgeons are ancient large fish known for their prehistoric appearance, characterized by bony plates, scutes, instead of scales, a long snout with a whisker like barbels, and a toothless vacuum-like mouth for bottom feeding. Wow, these are some ugly fish. Actually, I think it's just an ugly picture. That is an ugly mouth. Let me tell you, that is a... This is not a looker. Appearance: torpedo-shaped body with 5 rows of... Okay, we don't really need all this stuff. The sturgeon. Oh, I guess we can use this like little AI mode thing. What do they eat? They said bottom feeders, so I guess they just kind of eat on the bottom of the probably like just leeches, snails, slugs. Well, that's all stuff that is in... That's all stuff that is on land, at least in MUME. Crayfish. I think we have crayfish in MUME. We have crayfish. We got shrimp, clams. Do we have clams in MUME? I'm not sure. Here, let me look that up real quick. Do we have clams? Clam. We don't have any clams. Maybe that should be our mob. Who knows? We did have some player suggestions for let's see here, like objects and mobs. So let's go read some of those. We had Xerxia said, I want more good equipment in places with high risk of PK, not necessarily difficult PvE, but one ways in and locked / delayed exits out. Think corner on ABR or old white, but hopefully with more of a reason to enter. I agree. I think old white and corner on ABR are really fun. It's going to be tough probably to add that to this zone. We could certainly try, but this is probably not going to be a super high PK area just simply because of its location. I assume that there's not going to be a lot of reason to go here, and I kind of assume that they're not going to be like, oh yeah, let's put something really awesome here. But we certainly can. Nick wants some ginseng in here. You know what? We're going to ask for both these things. We're going to get slapped down, but we will ask for these things. Nick wants a honey badger. A honey badger would actually be really cool. Do we have honey badgers in MUME? I don't think we do. We have regular badgers. And then Bladderfront was saying a honey trap. So she was saying we don't need to reinvent the wheel. The ruby in the bottom of a chest would probably be good loot for something that can be soloable, and main risk comes from the possibility of PK. Let's do some thinking on that. How could we make this zone theoretically a little bit more PK fun? I assume that there's not going to be a lot of PK in this zone just because of the position. Like, I don't think people are going to want to come here that much for PK reasons. But we'll certainly think about it and certainly kind of try to do our best to at least provide the opportunity, right? And that's another thing. I assume that with stuff like Old White, that they were hoping for PK probably, but maybe they weren't. Maybe they just put it in there and it worked, right? So I think that's actually a really fair, I didn't even really think about this before, a really fair thought process, which is we should add a room that you could PK in. And if they use it, great. And if they don't use it, fine, right? But like the option's there. I think that's totally reasonable and a good idea. So let's go back to the game here. Turn that off. I know that Rogan and some of the other folks in the building chat had expressed interest in us making some sort of man, which would be like some sort of man of this area, like maybe a Lake Town type man or something. But that's not set in stone. But that's probably maybe an area we could go in. A clam is certainly another direction that no one really, and a honey badger is actually another one. I'm going to actually suggest a honey badger because I would like I'd like to try to push as much of the audience feedback as possible. So we are going to first try for honey badger, and if they don't want that and they want to go a different direction, fine. But I'm going to submit for honey badger. Although, does it make sense to have a honey badger here, I guess? What is honey badger habitat? What habitat for honey badger? They are highly adaptable animals that live in a massive variety of habitats ranging from dry deserts and open grasslands to dense rainforests and steep mountains. So a honey badger would totally fit here, at least in terms of biome. So that's totally reasonable. We should definitely look into that. Okay, back to this. So let's see here. We got crayfish we could look at. Let's go back over here. Let's look up crayfish, and maybe we could add some of those in here to this biome for right now. So let's do number mob crayfish. We do have crayfish. We'll do info M1331 read pond, streams, some swamps. So we could add a crayfish in here. We're going to add a crayfish in here because why not? Although we don't want... let's do a crayfish 1 north. Now, let's do... Do we have this set to 2 sturgeons? We had this only set to 1 sturgeon, but somehow... Oh no, there is just 1 sturgeon. It just moved rooms. Yeah, we can do a little crayfish action maybe up here. I like that. So let's just for fun, we'll do cam. Oh, sorry, what was crayfish again? Crayfish. So cam 1 and we're gonna do 1 to 0 0. Boom. Nice. Okay. Sweet. All right, so we got a crayfish in there. Now, let me switch the view back for you guys. Now, we should think about how we can have some interesting... Are there 2 sturgeon in here? Am I crazy? No, there's just 1 sturgeon. Yeah, just 1 sturgeon. This is a busy river. But it's good for fishing. It's a fishing river. So, crayfish. What could we do here? We could have... Oh, you know what we could do? What's in here? We've got like a beetle. I think we had a beetle or something over here. We had something in here. And we could have like some fish bones or something of something that lives over there. That would be sick. Let's see. What do sturgeon habitat? What kinds of the sturgeon live in large cold river system lakes, blah 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 blah. They heavily prefer smooth and muddy sandy gravel bottoms where they can use their sensitive whiskers for forage for food. Okay. They tend to thrive in cool, cold water. So what we're going to do here, then for this room that the sturgeon load in, we're going to go ahead and add some notes about cold water and muddy bottom. Nice. Let's go up to over here. Let's talk about what kind of environment crayfish like. Crayfish environment, which probably is the same. Environment. They like fresh. They have a lot of the same stuff. High oxygen levels. All right. Rock hiding. Okay. So like rocks and burrowing. We're going to add a couple rocks in the description up here. So rocks at the bottom of the river. And let's go ahead and up here again with the sturgeon notes. Let's also add something about like, there's like the claw of a crayfish or something. Nice. Okay, we got a little biome happening here. Let's move over here to the forest. Okay, so we've got some vines here. We've got some roots here. We got a beetle here. This is Mirkwood. We got a butterfly. Probably have to get rid of that butterfly. This is Mirkwood. What do you guys think would be in Mirkwood? Like, how can we make Mirkwood feel very Mirkwoody? You guys are Tolkien nerds as well. Like, what do you guys think? I feel like you can do the classic vines, which is fine. And according to Rogan, this is supposed to be kind of dark. Like, this is not supposed to be, like, yes, it's the outskirts, but so it doesn't need to be super hard, but it's supposed to be relatively evil, I think. Yeah, dark and foreboding, full of spiders. Okay, so if he wants to go in that direction, we should make it a little bit darker. So let's go ahead and actually just remove the butterfly here. Let's put the calm... for delete again, CK, I think, kill 1. Yes, okay, so we got rid of that so we got rid of the butterfly. Mirkwood is famously dark, so we can certainly make this a little bit more dark themed. I want to make sure my thing is working here. That looks pretty good. Oh, I can pop that out. Nice, look at that. And then put this, I guess, over. No, that doesn't work. Oh, put this back over here. Well, let's look up some stuff. So I go back over here, change the view. We don't want that. We'll go back over to here. We're talking about this area right here. We got rid of this butterfly. Move this. Oh, we don't want that. Move this here so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so we got vines. Let's see. Vines. There's plenty of vines. Creeping vines, massive vines. Just for fun, we'll look up trees. There's lots of trees here, but most of these are like fangorn trees. You got spiders, wolf spiders. Oh, yeah. Rogan suggested spiders, so let's look at spiders here for a second. I think it's totally reasonable to have some like tarantulas and venomous spiders in here. That makes a lot of sense. Probably not going to have, like, again, this is the outskirts, so we're probably not going to go crazy with like, you know, huge, hideous spiders, which are things that are in the Old Forest Road. I mean, maybe that would be kind of cool. As a matter of fact, maybe that would be actually kind of cool to be in one spot. I don't like the bear being in here, I'll be honest with you. So we should make this right here. Let's go ahead and make the deset east. No. We want to change the exit flag. Rogan says you should find out what the fauna is like just to the west in the bordering Mirkwood rooms. That would be great. I don't know what that is though right now. And I don't know who's even building that zone. So let's. Well, first I want to change. Is it deset? Yeah, room deset east. No mob. I don't want mobs walking in and out of Mirkwood. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Room deset west. No mob. By the way, Rogan, is the delay a little bit better? It seems to be a little bit faster. Hopefully that's making things better. Let's kill the bear, because I don't want it here. And then we're going to get rid of the trash by eating it. All right, good. The delay is shorter. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. Yeah, I don't really think we want things from Mirkwood leaving Mirkwood, especially if we put some more fun things in here. Why is this guide still here? I guess I'll get the guide. Yeah, we can get into the fauna here in a second. my SV. You know, I'll go ahead and send Veladan a message right now. Maybe he'll be able to check his phone or something. Do you know what kind of fauna slash mobs are in the zone west of us? So we can have a nice transition. Okay. Now, where were we? I think the MUME window isn't on your end, so I can't see myself type. Yes, I have it on the browser right now because is the chat frozen? I think people just aren't typing. I could do a test, I guess. How do I do a test? I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be able to type in here myself. Let's see here. Channel. No, we don't want to do that. Let's go to here. And then let's do this. Live. Here. Rid of that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Now, where was I? Where was I? Let's do... I'm totally scatterbrained right now. Let's go back to here. Okay, it's working. It's just that no one is chatting. Yeah, exactly. No one wants to talk. It happens. People are road tripping right now. Let's do this. We should keep looking up what we're gonna put in here because this is not enough right now. But let's look up spider. Let's go back to the spider. So I need to turn this off. We need to go back over to this view, sweet, and then I can look up spiders. Number mob spider. Wolf spiders, tiny spiders. I really don't know. We could do a black widow in here. That's totally fine. Let's go ahead and put a black widow over here. So we have got roots here. Let's do a black widow somewhere around here. Oh, you know what? We should do in this little nook right here by the river. Let's do some spiders here. So number spider. Black widows. We could do black widow and a wolf spider. They probably don't hang out together. Black widows eat other spiders, don't they? Do a red spotted spider. Let's do info. 2784 read. Do not load outside of Mirkwood, but it can load it in Mirkwood, and this is technically Mirkwood, so we could do a red spotted spider. I think that's pretty reasonable. Red spotted spiders are not super hard. So maybe we add, let's do a red spotted spider over here. I like that idea. Let's see here. Let's see, who's the owner of the mob? Let's go back and check that. Red spotted spider. I need to stat it. So what was the number again? 2784 stat 2784. I need M for mob here. Owner is Intense. I do not know. I know if Intense has been on recently. Yeah, the notes don't say anything about the spider having to be in a pack. It just says it should be in Mirkwood. Let's see. We could do. I just want to make sure that this is on the right thing. Let's do. I mean, yeah, they just generally they come together. We could do like 2 spiders. We could do brown leg. Let's just for fun, Let's look up a. We should put a brood mother in here. um, let's look up this modeled spiderling. I think these are supposed to be an Emin, but this is kind of close. So let's look up info M2905 read. There's no notes on that. What do you know? We could just do a tarantula if we want. Huge venomous spider, of course, we could do. I don't know. I'm definitely overthinking this right now. Cave spider, monstrous black spider. Red spotted spider. I feel like red spotted spider makes a lot of sense in here. But we'll just put a placeholder spider in here. You can't go wrong with huge venomous. Huge venomous are all over the place. Is that the new name for huge poisonous? I'm pretty sure that is. Unless I'm crazy. Just for fun. Large fanged spider. Those are really cool. This probably is not a good area for them, but just for fun, we're going to look up the notes on it. 275. Those spiders are very cool. You may not even view the notes. That's crazy. You can't. What? I know notes were restricted. So oftentimes your ability to stat a mob or object is restricted based on your level for various reasons. But I don't think I've ever run into notes being restricted, which is kind of strange because the whole point of notes is they're supposed to tell you that, like, what you're supposed to do with it. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. We're way overthinking this, right? Way overthinking this. We're just gonna add venomous spiders and call it a day. We're gonna put in a venomous spider, a tarantula, and I don't know, maybe a black widow or 2, and we're gonna call it a day. So right here, let's put, this looks like a good tarantula room. Let's do a tarantula and a huge venomous spider. That's totally reasonable. So NM spider. And we're going to do cam 6144, and we're going to do 110 or 100, and then we're going to do cam 6113 100. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Nothing fancy. Boom. Nothing fancy. And then, so for those who are watching, we just added spiders to this room right here, which we will update in this before too long, but for right now, and the reason well, I guess I can show it on stream now. So let's switch back over. Yeah, so we just added spiders to this room right here. We got some vines over here, and we should add, we got roots over here. I'm going to add a black widow in this room too, because I think that would be fun. So let me go ahead and turn this off again real quick. And M spider. Rowan says, but we'll be damned if we're going to have spiders and snakes inject you with poison instead of the correct venom. Yeah, we are very accurate on MUME. So let's see here. Just make sure we got no crazy notes here. 1550 read. No notes on a black widow. Shocking. Cam 1550. That's not what I meant to type. 100. Okay. Good. I think that's nice. You don't want to make rooms too much of a pain, but you don't want to make them too little. Like, you need stuff for people to kill as well. So we got these vines here. I think this is good. We probably should add, like, one more thing. But I think this is a good starting spot. So let me go back over to here. So kind of like we did for the other biomes. So now we got spiders in here. We've got vines. I still feel like we need one more thing, but we'll keep it there. I asked Veladan about what's going on in the zones west of us, which is more Mirkwood. But I think we should do the same thing. All right, so what do spiders eat? Spiders eat flies and stuff, right? So let's look that up real quick. What do black widows eat besides? Everyone knows female black widows eat male black widows. What do spiders / black widows eat? Black widows and most other spiders are strict carnivores that eat a diet consisting of insects and other arthropods. They are passive hunters relying on their strong, sticky webs, blah, 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 blah. So they eat flying insects and beetles and cockroaches and crickets. I think that is... and in Mirkwood, they eat you. It's true. What about tarantulas? What do tarantulas eat? Because they're a bit bigger. They still eat a lot of invertebrates and stuff. Or arthropods and insects. Sometimes they'll eat like small lizards and frogs and stuff. Let's add... we should have like one relatively big-ish spider in here, I think. Something that's like kind of like a little like... Ugh. So maybe we add in let's look one more time. Let's look one more time. We should add like one real fun kind of scary-ish, not like big spider, but like a bigger spider in here somewhere. Or actually, let's not worry about that. So let's think. We want some. We probably need some like worms or insects in here, though. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, now we got a gray spider. Megan, this room would be miserable. Walk into roots with the gray spider. It's awful. Rogan hates people. Okay, so we got a beetle in here. That's actually pretty good. Where did the beetle load again? So we got spiders, vines. The beetle loads actually in the rooms east of us. We should have like some flies or something. So let me go ahead and again, we're going to do this and this. And do, that's not what we want, this. And let's look up insect. Insect. Wow, we got cockroaches. We've got hornets. We got Jahara here. Man, cockroaches could work. Locusts. We got bees, crickets. Crickets are probably a pretty good... Oh, man, fireflies would be really good. I think fireflies actually would be kind of cool. They would kind of... I don't know. They feel like a nice ambiance for Mirkwood. Let's look up fireflies. So let's do firefly. And let's do info mob 2288 read. Okay, well, we can't use fireflies. That's a bummer. What? Really? Really? Only load south of Isengard? Come on. That's so lame. We have roots, gray spider setup, proper Mirkwood danger. Okay, well, let's go back to the drawing board then with insects. Man, I really feel like fireflies would have looked good there. Millipedes probably actually work pretty well here, although I have a feeling those are only in Fangorn or something. Let's do this. 2430 read. You may not view the notes on this mob. Man, that sucks. Of course, we could do blowflies. That's fine. It's just not very... It doesn't feel very interesting. Tiny centipede. Come on. There's got to be something fun in here. Ant colony. Dragonfly. Dragonfly could work because we're kind of close to a river, right? What about... Let's look up dragonfly. 1970. Let's do... Info mob 1970. And I messed it up again. Info mob 1970. Oh my goodness. Somebody just needs to Oh, syntax is so annoying. Oh, and there's no notes on it. Okay, so we could do a dragonfly. We should do a dragonfly then. We're going to add a... we're going to add a dragonfly in somewhere around... Do dragonflies move? I think they do. But we're going to add a dragonfly here. Whatever. Isn't that... Nobody puts by the forest. 1970... 100. Fine. Done. We're going to kill the butterfly. And we're going to eat the butterfly. So we got a dragonfly, nice. Some vines. I feel like creepy crawlies are probably pretty fun here. We should add like some centipedes or something. We don't need like a billion mobs in here. So like, let's say you're walking in here, you got a spider and a tarantula that you can kill. That's totally reasonable. That's mid BXP. That's fun. Vines, just one of them is totally mid BXP. You can kill that without that much difficulty. Beetle is low BXP. This room kind of, this room is not really scary. You got spider and roots. Both these things are pretty easy to kill. Roots are always annoying, but this is not a super dangerous room unless we keep the gray like Rogan suggests. I mean, we got a beetle in here. I think the beetle actually loads to the east. So we're actually going to kill the beetle. And that's not how you spell beetle. Beetle. So the way that you clear stuff out in MUME as a god is you like kill it or whatever, and then you can eat it, and that's you have infinite stomach capacity, and you can eat everything. Maybe we add one more thing here, and then maybe we add like a kind of a big bad. We've got this little room right here. I think this little area right here is actually would be really fun if something lived in here and it kind of like dragged stuff in from the river and ate it here, and we had some like skeletons and stuff. So we this is still Mirkwood, so maybe I mean it's not. I mean I guess it's technically Mirkwood. We should put something a little bit more nasty in here, a little bit more grotesque, I think. So let's go back to thinking. And I'm sorry, I'm not showing it very well. We're in this little cul-de-sac. We're in this little cul-de-sac right here, which is what we're looking at. Oh, and this is not right. We're gonna have to go ahead and get rid of. Get rid of all these and boom, just like that. Okay, so we got a beetle in here. Let's make something a little bit more mean. Something a little bit more mean. So we got spiders. Let's look at spiders. Some more spider. I don't know. What do you guys think? What lives in the forest that is kind of nest up? That's kind of nasty. What do you think? We need some input here. Need some thoughts. Nasty. What? Here, we'll use some Googlage here. What are nasty, creepy, crawly things in the forest? Ooh, ticks, leeches, centipedes, scorpions, larvae, assassin bugs. What? Slugs. This would be a good place for a slug. I really wanted something a little bit more like fantasy. Obviously, this is like real life stuff. Some leeches would be fun in here. Kind of thinking like a one-off thing. What about a... It's like a mud-filled ravine. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a regular mob in here, and then we're just going to redress it to be kind of fun. Let's see here. What if we did like creature? Creature, this is not what I'm looking for. No. Oh, let's look. Maybe there's like a big worm. No. What about like a... That doesn't live in the forest, really. Are there any like fucked up men things? We don't want it to be too distinct because this is probably not going to be a quest or anything, so we don't need it to be like, oh, like this thing totally needs to do something. It needs to be like, we don't like, oh, come on. There's got to be something a little fun in here. Something a little bit like, ooh, that's nasty. Nasty. Maybe, what ideas do people have? All right, let's just look up trolls. Let's look up orcs. Let's look up orcs. Maybe there's like a half orc type thing that's like hanging out here. Man, none of this stuff looks right. None of this stuff looks right. Sleuthing orc. I'm not sure if they're going to let us put an orc in here either. Well, let's look back at spiders. What about a... what about a menacing modeled spider? Info mob 2903 read. There are no notes, so you could load it here. Could load it here. For some reason, I just have a feeling in the pit of my stomach that is going to be denied. But what if we did this? What if we loaded another tarantula in here? Yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to load another Wait, do spiders swim? I don't think they really do. Do tarantulas swim? Do spiders swim? Many spiders can swim, paddle on water, or even dive. Oh man, like, what about fish? Fish that can come on land, like an eel. What's like something that lives in the mud and water? Crab? Eel? Do eels live in the mud? Yes, many species of eels spend a significant portion of their lives living, hunting, and burrowing directly inside of the mud. For these species, soft mud and sediment provide ultimate protection from predators, an ideal place to ambush prey. No, but they're still underwater. Well, kind of. I think we're going too deep into this. What about like a bear? A starving bear? A really fucked up bear? We have a black bear in here. What else can swim? A dog? A cat? Let's look up dogs and cat. Let's look up bear, fox, foxes, bears. What are like? What are forest, muddy kind of dwelling things? What about starving bear? Starving bear. Let's look this up. Info 2980. Read. May be used anywhere appropriate. Do not use more than one in any single zone. Yeah, the problem is a bear wouldn't be starving here. He'd be fine. Plenty of stuff to eat. I mean, we could make him starving. Again, we could use a tawny bear. Didn't we look that up and say that that would be well, technically according to the notes, that'd be fine, but Rogan was saying that 4 wouldn't like that. We could load Bjorn in here. That'd be dope. Huge frothing bear, young starving bear. Starving bear. Lions, no. Dogs, let's go cats. Horses. So dogs. Wolf. Look at wolves. Wolves kind of go in packs usually. What if we did a? Oh man, I got nothing. I'm so not in the creative headspace for this right now. This is really bad. This is sad. All right, you know what? We're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna load a rabid wolf in here. We're gonna keep it real simple. A rabid, no, a spider. A spider is better. We're gonna be boring. We're gonna load a spider in here. It's gonna be a, we're gonna put a Mirkwood. Can we put a huge poisonous in here? That would be dope. That would actually genuinely be dope. Let's look this up. So info, huge hideous spider 2783 read. Should be considered before loading this. Unsure, consult your SV. Do not load outside of Old Forest Road or Mirkwood. It's not that hard of a spider. It's a hard spider, but it's not that hard of a spider. This could totally work. What about a brown long-legged spider? I like that. I think that's perfect what we're looking for here. Let's do info mob 2730 read. Do not load outside of Mirkwood. This is Mirkwood. Okay, we're going to load a brown-legged spider here. I don't care. And we can throw this out later. So 2730 100. Boom. Boom. Yes. We're doing that. Okay, now we can finally go back to this and move on with our lives. Sorry that took so long. Okay, so we're going to have a spider here, and we're going to add something about the fact that it goes out into the water and it drags fish. And so, like, corpse of fishes, and maybe some webs on the rocks, and maybe some, like, I don't know, spider eggs on the ground. Spider eggs. Call that good. Oh, so it wanders around. We're definitely going to do... I don't think it can go out on the river, so that's fine. But, like, we're going to have a little, like... It walks over here and, like, drags victims in and whatever. All right. And then finally, we've got... So we got that. We got this. We are going to have our last section here, which is the road and hills section. Rogan had a great idea. We were talking before of having an abandoned camp, and down was this little like hideout thing. Rogan had a good idea that like maybe this is very much a... I mean, it used to be an old Norwegian trade route, right? And this used to be kind of owned by the elves, so this whole area is like crumbling and decrepit and from long ago, and there maybe was an old watchtower here. So we're actually going to change the camp to an old watchtower, I think. So we're going to rename it to Old Watchtower. And we're going to, and we'll fix the description or everything else later. We're actually going to make this an up exit. So you go up into a watchtower, and it is, yeah, it's whatever. It's kind of the same deal. It's just instead of a cellar, it's watchtower. So let's do dig up 100. Keep it really simple. And then we're going to, we got to remove the exit down. Oh, Rogan says stop. Rogan wants to add more rooms. We could add more rooms. Do you want to give us more rooms? Sure. Can we have more rooms? In the meantime, though, okay, so room, dig. Wait, so south is already good, so we just need to kill the exit north. Room, dig, down. 100. And then we just kill, so make the room name a hill. It's a grid room. Then add a redressed watchtower in the room. Make up into the tower. Right, so the room name, a hill, it's a grid room. Then add a redressed watchtower in the room. And make it up into the tower. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, but we need an extra room then. We need 101. We need 31,101 for the up room, right? Do we have 31,101? So let's do dig up 31,101. We might already have this. Oh, we already have it. We already have it. Nice. So that looks good. We do need to kill the exit down. So we need to, because this is the old, so what is it? It's dekill. Room. No, not dekill. That's room's a door. Room. No exit. Down. There we go. That looks good. This is what we want. All right, so we're going to do watchtower. So room name. In or on a watchtower. In at a watchtower. Okay. And then down here, we're going to... Oh. All right, well, we definitely need to make this no mob. And let's look it up. So room deset up, no mob. Room deset down, no mob. And let's kill these termites. Kill termite. Eat. I think I can also just use purge. Okay. And then we can do that. And then life is good. Sweet. Just like that. Okay. All right. So in terms of this, we're going to have some sort of like, it's crumbling. So we're going to do for description, crumbling, see the river / road. And I don't know. That's good for now. This is going to be some room name hills by a watchtower. Not by a watchtower, or a water tower, by a watchtower. Just like that. And that's pretty good. Over here, we could have some sort of, I don't know, we'll figure that out. So we got the road. This will all be crumbling. Lots of trade, lots of traffic. All right, I think we're in a pretty good spot. So let's go ahead and maybe, yeah, Rogan suggested that we do a redressed object to understand how we do that. So let's start with a little bit of flavor. We've got this decayed corpse of a goblin here. So we're going to show how to do a redressed object here, which is a lib or a library. Rogan out here is being bossy. What kind of corpse should this be? Well, let's make it like the corpse of a trout, maybe? No, that's kind of odd. That's on land. Could be a bear corpse. I don't know. It just be, maybe ibex. Something got dragged here. I think we should just make it like a catfish corpse. Nah, it's too far from the river. Corpse of a cub. Corpse of a cub, maybe? Yeah, we're going to make it a corpse of a cub. So, let me remember how to do that here. So, we're going to do help, redress. Nope, that's the wrong one. Lib, room. Oh, man, lib list. What am I doing in my life? I don't remember these commands all of a sudden. Lib help. Redress. There we go. Lib help redress corpse. Okay. So we'll change any redressable corpse 6008 that is loaded in the room using COM. And something for the future would be cool to see a demo of room creation on the Z-axis. Yeah, we can do that. You mean for the mapper right now? We can absolutely do that. So let me, yeah, we are on this view right now. So right now we've got these exits here on the, this is a up exit, I believe, and a down exit. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the scroll command here to go up and down on the Z axis. So I believe this should be up, I believe, and this is down. So we're going to go ahead and create a new room. And let's go back over to this. And if we go down, now we're in that room. And then if we go up and we create a new room and we go down, then I think that all works. Yeah, did we get that right? Yes, we got that right. One of the problems of using Z-axis rooms in Mapper is they're a little hard to always visualize. Like, it really helps that it's 3D and you can kind of move it around. I mean, this is how it works, right? So, done. Does that help understand your question there, Chris? I get no overview that way. I much prefer all the rooms on the same level. Yes, Rogan does prefer that. It keeps it relatively clean. Because right now, like, to see that there's a room under here is actually a little bit on the tough side, but that is the way it is. It kind of, and at the end of the day, this is very much a mapper thing. Like in MUME, things don't have to be mapped this way. It's just what makes most sense to you on Mapper. Okay, now what were we doing? I don't remember. Oh yes, redressing a corpse. So, what was that? Lib help redress corpse. So the command takes these parameters: mobile, keyword, short. Okay. You approve, you have to use this. Okay. So let's do lib. Lib. This is a room command, or is this an object command? I don't remember. Lib object. Lib. I think it's a room command. Yeah, it's loaded in a room using com. Wait, no. It's, the command takes the, one thing I really wish they did in these help files is just gave you an example command so you can base your stuff off of that. The command takes these parameters. Okay, cool. It takes those parameters. You can check everything looks good with all that. That's fine. So lib object. Lib object. It's got to be room, right? Lib room redress. Lib room what do we do commands? Oh man, this is just not intuitive. Lib room. Pretty sure I have like a redress corpse alias in here. So lib room add redress 1. No, lib room add redress corpse. Totally not this. Help redress corpse. What is the syntax for this again? Definitely looking great, getting a feeling for things. Does seem like keeping things 2D is the preference to the visualization. Yeah, it really just comes down to preferences on the on how you like Mapper. Lib room here. Lib room here. Redress corpse. Lib room here. Add redress corpse 1. Oh, there we go. I think we did it. Okay, so hold on a second. So it's lib room here, add redress corpse. My goodness. And then we need mob number. So we need to figure out what mob we want here. I'm going to copy this real quick so we don't have to do it again. And we're going to see, what was the cub number again? 2138. So we're going to do this. 2138. No, we did that wrong. Live room here, add redress corpse. Live room here, add redress corpse. Okay. Oh my goodness. That was forever, but we got it. Okay. So we added the lib. And we can see that through lib room here list. Yes. Woo! My goodness. Okay. So lib room here 1. And then we just do 2. Oh man, what was the number before? 2138. 2138. Nope. Lib room here set 1. 2138. Lib room here set 1. Lib room here set mobile set 1 mob 2138. I don't know, we're just fucking guessing here. We got it. We got it, I think. So now we got lib room here list. There we go. We did it. Wow, that was a lot of work. Okay, so it's still a goblin on the ground. Well, it's not supposed to be a goblin, but the lib is set to be a bear corpse, but that's because we haven't reloaded it. So we're going to eat the corpse. We're going to reload the room, and that did not do anything. Wait, what do I need to do again? So I need to like activate libs. I need to react. Wait, how do I do that again? How do I activate libs? Because you have to like turn it on or something. Yes, load. No, that's not. Load muddle. How do I do that again? Lib something. Room. Lib room here load. Okay. So now it's loaded. And now if we eat the corpse, reset it, it's a redressed corpse. Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so lib here room list. No, lib here list. Oh my goodness. How did I mess this up? Lib here load. Lib room here list. Lib room here list. Okay. So the reason that we see when we type look, the redressed corpses line here is because this is the long description that we're looking at. So we need to change the long description to like the mauled corpse of a bear or something. We need to change all of these descriptions. So lib room here. What was it again? Set long desk. Set 1 long desk. Set 1 long desk. And then maybe, okay. I got it right. I just was thinking it was going to make the viewer. I think I get a cookie for that. So we're going to make the long description the half-eaten corpse of a bear cub lies here. I think is lying here maybe is what we should be doing. But now we can do lib room here list. The half-eaten corpse of a bear cub lies here. We're going to go ahead and eat the corpse. Reset. Wait, I need to load the model again. Lib room here load. Eat the corpse. Load the corpse again. The half-eaten corpse of a bear cub lies here. Wow, that took way too long and way too much effort. But we're here. But that's not enough because now if we look at the corpse, we see in the redress corpse here, nothing, right? So we need to address the short description as well. So let's go ahead and lib here, lib room here, list, lib room here, set 1, and we're going to set the short description to a half-eaten corpse. Maybe a half-eaten bear corpse, a half-eaten cub corpse. Oh, that's a good point. So the corpse of a bear cub is lying here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and change the lib. So lib room here, set 1, long desk, the half-eaten corpse of a bear cub is lying here. Boom. Now, lib room here list. That looks good. Let's do the same thing. Lib here, set 1, short desk, the half-eaten, a half-eaten corpse. A half-eaten bear corpse. Cub corpse. A half-eaten corpse. We're just gonna leave it there. I can examine the cub. Examine corpse. Examine corpse in my inventory. The corpse of a bear cub. In your That's interesting. That's the way it's said. In your corpse of a bear cub in inventory. All right, so let's see. So lib here, room here list. What did we get wrong? The corpse of a bear cub is lying here. The half-eaten corpse of a bear cub lies here. Oh, it needs to be capitalized? Is that what you're saying? So lib here, or lib room here. Set 1 long. The half-eaten corpse of a bear cub is lying here. And then we're going to lib room here. Load. Eat corpse load. The half-eaten corpse of bear cub lies here. Examine corpse. Okay, so we still have the wrong lib room here list. Okay, so so the plural description is wrong. So we need to lib room here, set 1, plural, half-eaten corpses. Put that there. Lib room here, load, eat corpse, reset, look corpse, examine corpse. That in the half-eaten corpse. See, this is very good. We might put half-eaten cub corpse. That maybe makes more sense. I think we should do that. So lib room here list, lib room here short set 1 short a half-eaten cub corpse, which probably means half-eaten bear cub corpse. That's kind of a mouthful. I think we just leave it. All right, so now we need a full description of the corpse. So we're going to now do lib room here set 1 full. Does this open the viewer, or do we need to type all this in? It does open the viewer. Okay, so you see nothing special. So now we need 1 to 2 sentences of, yeah, does this make people want to build? Because this is clearly fun. All right, so we need a long description for this corpse. It's going to be something along the lines of, this deceased animal clearly has been, no, not clearly, gnawed. The bones of this deceased animal have been cracked and splintered by the gnawing of wild some wild predator. Wait, no, some wild wait, so the bones of this deceased animal have been cracked are cracked and splintered by the gnawing jaws of some, I don't know, some of some, what do you guys think would be a good long description of this? I don't like this either. So maybe like the corpse has been gnawed at by, has been picked, and because what's eating this? The vulture is eating this. It's been picked and gnawed at by some carnivore who has made this their dinner. The corpse has been picked and gnawed at by some carnivore who has made this their dinner. His dinner. Its dinner. Its dinner. Long, the meat has been torn off the bones. The meat has been torn off the bones, and what's left offers little nutritional value. Boom. We're gonna leave it there. Yes, this is, oh, we got a Mago here now too. Excellent. Watching us struggle here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and load it. So lib room here load eat corpse reset examine corpse. In the corpse, you see nothing here. How do I trigger the long description again? Lib room here list. Oh, I think I need to fix that. So lib room here set 1 full. Lib room here set 1 full. And we need to just make this one straight thing, I think, instead of... Is this what we need? Like that. Lib room here list. That looks better. Wait. Lib room set 1 full. Oh man, what did I do? Lib room here set 1 full. The corpse of a young bear cub. Boom. There we go. Tie it all together. Examine corpse. Look corpse. There we go. So look corpse. The corpse has been picked and gnawed at by some carnivore who has made this its dinner. The meat has been torn off the bones and what's left offers little nutritional value. All right, so we go lib, room, here, load, eat corpse, reload, look corpse. The corpse of a young bear oh man, I fucked it up. No, lib, room, here, set one, full. My goodness. This is the fun part of building, guys. All right, the corpse of a young bear cub has been picked and gnawed at by some carnivore who has made this its dinner. Who has made it its dinner. Wait, who has chosen this as dinner? The meat has been torn off the bones, and what is left offers little nutritional value. There we go. There we go. Okay. Save. Eat corpse. Lib, room, here, load, reset, examine corpse. Look corpse. All right. The corpse of a young bear cub has been picked and gnawed at by some carnivore who has made this its dinner. The meat has been torn off the bones, and what is left offers little nutritional value. Very nice. All right, lib, room, here, list. Let's see if there's anything else we need to add. Butcherable, drainable, hangable. This should be not butcherable or drainable because the idea is that it's been already eaten. Cool. So this is actually pretty much set, except for we need to add a keyword. I think it already has keyword. Actually, we probably don't need a keyword because it already has keyword corpse, and I don't think we need another keyword. Nice. Okay, well, we did something new, guys. We did something new. We finally added a redressed object. Nice. All right, so this is that. And let's see here. What else could we do? We could also do the same thing for objects. What would be a fun object that we could do? That would be really fun that we could do the same thing to. Well, let's do that maybe in here. So we've got a crate. Simple functional unit. This crate is cheap but not flimsy, made of a series of short wooden planks. It is made sturdy by extra wood at the edges to keep its shape when mishandled or badly treated. There's no lock on the crate. The goods simply being stored inside and the top nailed down for safekeeping. Let's look inside the crate. What's going on with the crate? Examine crate. It's closed. Open crate. Examine crate. We should probably put something in the crate. That would be fun. What could we add to the crate? What do you guys think? We should put anything in this crate? We could also put something up here. We could also add objects to the woods, like pine cones or something. Why don't we add a fishing net to the crate? I think that would be kind of cool. Or a fishing pole or something. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the views. Switch the views real quick. And let me look up fishing nets here. Bassinet, large cabinet, stinging nettle, sturdy cabinet, a fishing net. So let's do info object 2090 read. Muddled allowed fishing. I think this is good. We're going to go ahead and do that. So we got to put it in the crate. So what is it? It's 2090. 2090. And what we need to do now is this is a little bit more complicated. We're going to go ahead and put this in the crate because we got the crate here, but we need to put it in the crate. So it's going to be com, and I think it's put, com add put, com add put. Let's see here, put, and then what is it? It's what was the number again? It is 2090. 2090. So we're going to put the object number, and we're going to do 100. Object number limit, and then we need to put the container, And I don't know what need object is here, but the container is 6042. And I'm going to say yes. Wow, that worked. First try. Okay, so that means now the fishing net should load in the container, and it will load one of them. So now if we look in the crate, no, examine crate. That did not work. What did I do wrong here? Look in the crate, examine crate. Maybe I need to eat the crate and then reload the crate. Examine crate. Open crate. Examine crate. There we go. Now we got a fishing net in the crate. Nice. I believe there's a room lib that you can use to make objects, or at the very least mobs, have just change their short description a little bit. I don't remember that off the top of my head. That's not the same as redressing a object, I believe. Or is that just redress? I don't remember exactly how that works. But we can do basically what we did with the corpse, which is a full redress. Which let's do this. Let's go lib help redress object. There's no command called redress object. Really? Lib help redress corpse. There's no redress object? Lib help redress mob? There's redress mob. There's no redress object? I swear there is. Like, you're supposed to load like a thing. It's like a splinter of wood or something. Yeah, okay, so this redresses any mobile that is loaded in the room. There definitely is redress object. Am I crazy? There's lib redress. So if I did like room, lib room here, redress object. Lib room here, add redress object. There's no command called that. Wow, you can't. Oh, any chance you can move your video inset to the top right so it doesn't cover your latest commands you type? Yes, I can do that. We can do this. Check this out. Whoop, put that. Boom. Let's see here. Wow, can you not redress objects? Am I crazy? I swear you can redress objects. Am I wrong? Only certain ones. Yes, only certain ones. But what is the command for it? Help, lib help redress object doesn't work. Oh, you have to do lib help redress obj, not object. That's crazy. Okay, I don't feel bad about that. What? You can't type it out all the way? Okay, whatever. Okay, well, all right. So yes, this is going to be very similar. So we have to load a specific thing. Yeah, that would be bad. So they are objects that can be redressed. 9902 is no features, it's trash. Containers, we can redress containers. Different types of containers here. Water sources. Some other containers. And some lighting stuff. Okay. So, what do we want to do here then? So we'll change the description for a specified object number that is loaded in the room using COM. COM can take these parameters. Object, keyword, sort. Yep. So there's only certain objects that can be redressed. Let's do some trash then. We're going to make some trash just to showcase something. And let's do that in a room that would be a kind of boring room otherwise. So let's do it right here. There's nothing going on in this room. This room is boring. It's a field, and that's pretty much it. This is actually brush, I think, so room name brush. So let's add a object. Well, why not? Why not? Because this room's boring otherwise. Let's add something here. So let's go ahead and we're going to do com add object, and we're going to do 9902, I believe it was 100. And now we've got some cracked, splintered piece of wood. Yeah, we can put something up there, but let's do this first. Although that would really work. Yeah, well, actually, you know what would be kind of cool? We did something like this. We did like a sundial up here. What if we did... Is this properly... Oh, yeah, it is. What if we did something like this? We did 9902 100, and we made this a sundial. How cool would that be? We're probably not going to be a sundial, but it would be kind of cool. But we should put something up here. I think that would be dope. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think should be in a tower or in a field? Oh, you want to... So Rogan wants a tower right here. Oh, I see. Okay, well, let's do that then. All right, so com 9902 100. And he wants us to literally make a tower. So we got this piece of wood here, and we're going to redress it to be a tower. So we've got here is we're going to go back to lib room here list, which we've got nothing. So we're going to go lib room here, add redress obj. Okay, now we got a lib here, and now we're going to do lib here room list. Nice. Lib here. No, lib room here. Object. And we need to do 9902 so it knows what to apply to. Oh, man. Lib room here. Set 1 object 9902. Okay. And then let's add a short description to it. So... or a long description to it, actually, so we can see it when we enter a room. So, lib room here, set 1 long. And we're going to do a crumbling watchtower. Stands here. A crumbling watchtower stands here. Boom. And now... we can eat the wood. We can lib room here. Load. Eat. Cracked. Eat cracked. Is here. Yeah, that's a good point. You're right, Rogan. That does sound a little bit. So lib room here list. Let's do lib room here set 1 long, a crumbling circular watchtower is here. Towers above. Sprouts to the sky. I don't know. Rises from the hills. I like that. Rises from the hills. rises above the hills. Above the hill. Above the hills. Above the hills. So one. A crumbling circular, there should be a comma here. Crumbling circular watchtower rises above the hills. Boom. Okay, and then we need to lib here, lib, oh my goodness, room here, load. We need to get rid of this, which keyword, we're actually gonna want to add a keyword here. So we're gonna lib room here, set one keyword, and we're gonna do watchtower. And then lib room here, load. Now, well, I need to get, can I purge the room? Yes, I can. Purging just gets rid of everything. Now I reload it. And now we've got a crumbling circular watchtower rises above the hills. And if I use the word examine watchtower, now we look at it, but we haven't set the short description yet. So we still see what the old short description for the piece of trash essentially that we put here, which is acting as a watchtower. So we're going to do lib room here, set one short, and let's do just a, so a, what do we have was the long description? A crumbling circular watchtower rises above the hills. So probably just a watchtower is here. The watchtower is here. Call that good. All right. So so now we got to purge. Wait, I need to load. So lib, oh my goodness, lib room here, load, purge, reset, look, watchtower. Nope, that was wrong. So wait, lib room here, list, watchtower is here. Oh, we need to change the plural description. So lib room here, set one plural, and we probably need, we definitely need a full description as well. Plural, watch towers are here. Or just, I think it's just watchtowers. Let's try that. Watchtowers. And then we need lib room here, set one full. And then let's do a little blurb about this watchtower here. We need 1 to 2 sentences. We'll do a watch built in a bygone age. The watchtower. Yeah, we could use ChatGPT for this, but we're gonna do it by hand for this one. Although in the future we're gonna use a little bit more ChatGPT. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little ChatGPT in here. Why not? Why not? We're gonna go over here to ChatGPT. And let's make it a little bit faster. Okay, so we need a I need 2 sentences describing a crumbling watchtower in Lord of the Rings for a that was built by the Dorinians. And we'll just leave it there. Okay, that's actually not bad. A crumbling watchtower of Dorinian rises from the hillside. Its wine dark stone, cracked by age and choked with ivy. Once a proud eastern sentinel, it now lies beneath the wind, keeping lonely watch. Oh, wow, I kind of like that, actually. That's a little, probably we need to adjust that a little bit, but it's something we can work with here. So let's go back over to here. pop that on here. So, a crumbling watchtower of Dorwinion rises from the hillside. Its wine-dark stone cracked by age and choked with ivy. Once a proud eastern sentinel, leans beneath the wind, keeping a lonely watch over the shadowed field. Honestly, I kind of like that. And there are fields here. Wow, actually, I like that. I do. All right, we're going to leave that there. Nice job, chat. Okay, so because of that now, we're going to go ahead and purge, reset, and look watchtower. I feel like the watchtower should be stone. It's in the hills. It was made by elves. Wait. What am I missing here? Oh, I need to load that. So, lib room here load. Purge, reset, look. It could be. It could be that. Absolutely. Look watchtower. Crumbling watchtower Dominion rises from the hillside. It's dark wine stone cracked by age. Yeah, we could make it like a withered wooden structure. Make it a withered wooden structure. Dorwinians were elves, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, Boxius Llama, you're late, man. Who were the Dorwinians? Are the Dorwinians elves? Honor and Dorwinians. They're known for their wines, etc. Are they elves? It's unclear if they are elves or men. Either way, I think it's pretty reasonable to say that it was made of wood. So yeah, we'll say it's made of wood. Made it said it was. So made of wood. Make it a withered wooden structure. Not terribly big. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to go back into lib room here. Set 1 full. Go ahead and get rid of that. Add that. Lib room here load. Purge reset. Oh my goodness. And then we're going to look at the watchtower. So examine watchtower. A withered wooden watchtower, wow, that's of Dorwinian slumps beside the old road. Its narrow beams gray with rot and weather, little more than a raised lookout now. It creaks in the wind over empty fields once guarded by Eastern men. I love that. I think that's great. We're going to roll with that. I think that's very good. And now... that's how you redress objects and how you redress corpses. We haven't redressed a mob yet. Mobs are a little bit different because the mob, you can do this with any mob, but the mob itself is not going to change. Like you can't just like make a mob look like not the mob. So example here, let's find a mob. We're actually, yes, this is a perfect example. Let's go over here to the, well, I fucked up this room's comms. Oh, that's why. Because these walk around and we have a room limit of 1. So we were talking about this last stream. This is why it's so important, right? You can have a zone limit, or you can have a world limit, you can have a zone limit, and you can have a room limit. And if something moves and you only set the room limit, then you're going to get multiple of them, and then it's going to be a problem. So in this situation, I set a room limit of 1. But this thing walks around, so every time I left the room, and so if it wasn't in that room, it was able to load another one. We don't want that, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to, I think it's CK, so com kill 2, and then we're going to cam, so 2730. We're going to do 10000. And now I'm going to purge and reset. And now we have a zone limit of 1, so only 1 is going to load here, even if it wanders around, which is perfect. There we go. All right, but this spider, I think, well, actually, we're going to have to make an adjustment here, because when you change a mob redress, correct me if I'm wrong here, but if the mob leaves the room, I think it messes up the redress. So we kind of need to keep it here. Unless I'm crazy. So lib help redress mob. All right. So we'll change any mobile that is loaded in the room. What do you want? What do you do if you want 2 brown spiders, one wandering between this room and the eastern room, and the other wandering in the rest of the forest? If you want 2 brown spiders, one wandering between this room and the east room, and then the other wandering with the rest of the forest, you would just put a different load spot in the forest, and it would be, so as far as I know, the zones all pop at the same time. So if you put one load spot in the rest of the forest and one load spot here, if both spiders are dead, you're gonna have one spider load here and one spider load in the other location. And obviously, if you only just kill one, it's gonna load in the location that is not dead. So you would have zone limit 2, and then you would have room limit 1, if that makes sense. And that's how you do it. Okay, well, Rogan's wrong. Rogan says I'm wrong. Shocking. If someone kills this one, then the other place might pop the second one too. I don't know. How would you do that then? I suppose what you could do, I don't know. How would you do that, Rogan? You tell me. Since you need the zone limit 2 in both spots, don't you? You do need zone limit 2 in both spots. Yeah, I don't know. How would you do that? How would you do that then? Get into some complexities of building here. But we are going to redress this here. Room comms are executed in numerical order. Yes. Well, while he's explaining this, let's think about, so if one spider loads in room 1, the other spider loads in room 2, the one in room 1 loads first. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Didn't know that. I would add a comm, which is what? Origin limit. Oh, there's an origin limit? I didn't know that. Comm. Oh, comm limit. I see. Comm limit list. Comm 31. I see. Comm 31. I don't know what room is this. Comm 31 11 limit. Wait, no. Comm limit 31 11 list. Comm limit. Wait, no. Comm 31 11 limit list. No, that does not work. Comm list. Oh, look at that. Okay, so origin limit then. And then underneath origin limit, you have mob. Gotcha. The origin limit, that is. But if you made it a zone instead, Okay, I see it. Okay, so you have to add a limit before the mob, and the mob goes inside that limit. Okay. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. We do it with the zone then. Nice. Well, hopefully we don't need to get that complicated. But that is a good point on how we do that. I think we're only going to have one brown spider in here, assuming that this even is allowed in. And let's kill this butterfly. This butterfly should not be here anymore. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and purge and reset. So what we are going to do, though, is we're going to redress this. Well, we don't want these this gray here, but we'll get rid of it in a second. We're going to redress this brown long-legged spider to have Rogan get he's got that, he's got that ADHD. We're going to redress this brown-legged spider to kind of make it like a mean, messed up, like it's covered in mud and oddly large and smells fishy or something because of all the fish it's eaten. I don't know. So we're going to go ahead and do a mob redress. So we're going to do lib room here mob. No, lib room here add. Wait, no, did I already have it? Add redress mob. Okay, now we added one in position 1. So lib room here list, and we're going to see what we can change. So first we need to make sure that it is attached to the correct mob, which is the brown-legged spider, which is 2730. So mob room here list set set 1 mob 2730. I messed it up. Lib room here. No, set 1 mob 2730. Okay. Lib room here list. And now, so we can change its full description and we can change its act. So I think the full description, I don't remember if this works when it, no, so yeah, this is a good example. This is actually a good example. So the library is in the room, which means that if the mob leaves the room, it's not going to be on the mob anymore because the library is not on the mob, it's in the room. It's just pointed at the mob if the mob is in the room, which means that if we want this mob to do this, we actually don't want it moving. So we are going to have a no mob. We're actually going to add a room dset east no mob. We're going to add a no mob flag to the east because dset east no mob, because we don't want our mobs wandering, because we want them to keep the library. Exactly. So Josh says it needs to be applicable even if it leaves the room. Because if you give it a redress, which is like, oh, it's doing this thing, and then it leaves the room, it's not gonna have that redress anymore. It's not gonna make any sense. So what we're gonna do is what you could, I suppose what you could do is, like in this situation where it can only really go to 2 rooms, you could just add the lib in both rooms, which honestly might be something. But the simple way is you just force it to stay in the room, and the way that we're gonna force it to stay in the room is just use a no mob flag on the exit to the east. So it's going to try to wander, but of course it can't wander. So now that we got that, oh, it keeps the, really? Oh, I didn't know that. So it keeps the desk, but it doesn't keep the act? Here, list. So it'll keep the full desk, but it just won't act if it leaves, if it goes to the other room? Act is there too. Oh, okay. All right. So it, oh, that's not, all right. Well, okay. Well, in that case, we're going to get rid of the room dset east. So we'll keep all that. Oh, you learn something new every day. Room dset east minus no mob. I think it gets rid of it. Let's see here. Did that do it? Yes. Yes, that got rid of it. Okay, so redress will work if it moves. But I think, all right, so what Johar was saying is that if it moves, it still needs to make sense in the room that it moves to. And so the easiest way is to make it designed for the room that it's in and not let it move, because that way it'll make sense for that room at all times. But in this case, since it can only move 2 rooms, I think it's okay. And since both of these rooms are basically the same, or kind of in the same vibe, what we're going to do is we're going to have it just be able to be in both of these rooms. Although I kind of want it in this room anyway. It doesn't matter. We'll figure this out later. But so then what we're going to do, oh yes, you have to worry about if it's feared or summoned or tranced. I don't know if this area is going to be portable. If it is portable, well, it doesn't really matter. Well, oh, yes, well, I mean, it does matter. I think what we're going to do here, though, is we're going to make it so that it just makes sense regardless of where it is, because this is supposed to be... What we're going to try to do is explain why it, or like give it a little bit of personality as to why it's here. Basically, it's like it's swollen and it's eaten some fish and stuff, which is applicable anywhere. What you don't want to have it do is like you want to have like it's here sitting on a rock, and then you transfer it or charm it and bring it to a room where there's no rocks, and then that makes no sense. Okay, but since this guy did eat, this is not a question of what it's doing right now. It's just going to be descriptive of what has happened to it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back over here to the libs. We're going to lib room here, list, lib room here, set 1, and we're going to do full desk. And we're going to make the full desk, it's going to be just a regular, it's a brown-legged spider, but it's going to be, what's the regular? First, let's check what the regular full desk is. So let's examine this spider. Examine spider. 8 tall, hairy legs, each 4 feet long, support this ugly brute. Its back is solid brown, save for an amorphous hourglass mark in the middle. Painted violet, 3 pairs of eyes line the forehead, gazing in different directions, with 3 equally malevolent, baleful stares. Milky white, almost fluorescent, with venom drips from its 2 immense and very sharp fangs on either side of its head. Okay, so we're going to try to keep its description similar to this, but with a little bit more flair, just for fun. We're kind of showcasing this. So what we're going to do then is we're going to lib room here, set 1 full. And we're going to say, basically I want this thing to be like oddly large and swollen. Its back is solid brown, save for amorphous hourglass. So these spiders are brown, and they have an amorphous hourglass mark painted violet. They've got 3 pairs of eyes, and they're milky white. So what we're going to do here, then, is going to say, abnormally large and bloated. This behemoth, this I don't know, this hairy spider, this hairy spider has, we weren't trying to give this specific spider a little bit of a story, again, just for fun. So like this hairy spider, this brown spider. Oh, no, we're going to do abnormally large and bloated. The legs of this, the hairy legs of this spider struggle to support its immense weight. Fat and glutton. Wait, fat from gorging. How do you spell gorging? Gorging itself on gorging itself on. Wait, no. There's a stench of rotting fish lingers around Wait, emanates from its swollen and grotesque orifice. Ugh, I'm getting nasty here. Of a mouth. The fangs protruding from either side of its what's another word for mouth? What's a fun word for mouth? Synonyms for mouth. It's kisser. It's pie hole. From its jaws. Yeah, no. Technical term for a spider's mouth part is chelicera. I don't know how to pronounce that. Mandibles. Ghastly tooth-filled jaws. Ooh, these are all good. So the fangs protruding from either side of its mandible. I like mandibles. Are razor sharp with serrated. No, that we probably shouldn't do serrated because people are gonna be like, "Oh, can I kill it and then get a serrated fang?" No, our razor. No. I don't know. Just for fun. Although Rogan is right, probably should just changing it. It's easiest just to change its act or whatever. But we're just doing this for fun, showcase that we can do it. And I should be doing this because you guys can't see that I'm typing this right now, so that's my bad. Let's do this, which I need to. No, we don't want that. We want this. Okay, putting this here so you guys can see it. But yeah, we're just doing this for fun right now. The fangs protruding from either side of its mandibles. Wait, no, it's mandibles. Its mandibles have two fangs protruding from either side, with the left one cracked from what one can only assume was a fierce encounter. Why not? You know what would be cool? We tie this all together here. We say something like this. We go all the way over here. Does the back have the hourglass, or is the front? Say for its back has the hourglass. On its back, an hourglass shape of on its back, a violet hourglass shape bears claw marks that have ripped across it. Maybe it was out there getting busy with some bears at some point or something. I don't know. That have been raked across its hideous vestiges. That's how you spell vestiges? Let's see here. No crashes. Don't put that voodoo on me, man. vestiges. Is that how you spell vestiges? Oh, it is. Okay. Boom. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna save it. Right. So now we're gonna go ahead and reset. We're gonna go ahead and look at the spider, or examine the spider. And we did it wrong because we need to lib room here, load, purge, reset, and now we can look spider, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Abnormally large and bloated. The hair legs of this immediately got it wrong. All right, let's set one full. The hairy legs of this spider struggles to support its immense weight. A stench of rotting fish emanates from its swollen and grotesque orifice of a mouth. Its mandibles have 2 fangs protruding from either side, with the left one cracked from what one can only assume was a fierce encounter. I'm probably going to take that out. On its back, a violet... Oh, wait, so I think a comma there. On its back, a violet hourglass shape bears claw marks that have been raked across its hideous vestiges. I think that... I don't know if that even makes sense, but whatever. We're going with it. We're going with it. Fine. All right, last thing we're going to do here is add a... act to it, which this is probably what I recommend for the most part, is just add an act, because that's really all. It adds a lot of ambience without having to go too hard here. So we're gonna go ahead and lib room here set 1. Nope. Lib room here set 1 act. And lib room here set 1 act. We're gonna make this nice and short and sweet. It needs to be applicable in multiple rooms, so we're gonna have the brown-legged spider, as opposed to swiftly charges at you. It's gonna be brown-legged spider. Hisses. And gurgles. Because it's so fat. I don't know. It's because hisses and gurgles with malice. I don't know. That sounds kind of fun. Hisses and gurgles at you with malice. Hisses and gurgles at you with malice. Boom. I like it. Active hisses. I think that's right. Do we need to add a period? I think we do add a period. We just send it. We're going to send it. Lib room here. Load. Purge. Reset. Nope. I have to go purge this thing. Reset. Oh, no, you don't add a period because now we have 2 periods. So, lib room here. Set 1. Act. Hisses and gurgles at you with malice. Boom. Lib here, room. Now. Lib, room here. What's the word? What's the word? Lib room here. Load. Purge. Reset. Someone out here is making beetles do stuff. Okay. A brown-legged spider hisses and gurgles at you with malice. I like it. All right, cool. All right, so we've showcased redressing a corpse, we've showcased redressing an object, and we've showcased redressing a spider. And we've added some new stuff to the zone. It kind of makes sense, everything that's happening here. We are actually in really close, I think, to having a zone which actually makes sense and like feels like it's kind of alive. In terms of, oh, we'll still need something here for this fisherman guy. We haven't really figured this guy out yet, but we'll get to this. I really like this. I think that we're in pretty good shape. There's not a lot of XP. This is definitely kind of a lobby kind of focused area, but I think that's kind of what it's supposed to be. Maybe we add more stuff. I don't know. But in general, this is probably where we actually do want to start. What is this gray spider doing here? This is probably where we're going to want to start actually adding some like serious descriptions, because it seems like this makes a lot of sense. Like the zone makes kind of sense now is what I would be thinking. And then once that's taken care of, we'd probably start like basically now that we have this in place, you would probably adjust the zone by just adding more of the same that's already in the zone. Like let's say we finish this up, we add all the descriptions, we add the room names, we add all the room flags, right? Then you would look at playtesting the zone, be like, hey, does this make sense as a low BBN? Does this make sense as an orc? Does this make sense as a light side character, right? And then from there, you could just say, all right, well, fine. Like aesthetically, it's fine, but let's go ahead and add another ibex, or let's add another tarantula or something, right? And that keeps it pretty. What is going on here? That just kind of keeps it. You just adjust the difficulty that way pretty easily. So with that being said, let's go ahead and obviously save. And let's go ahead and start like putting together some descriptions. Let's start knocking this out. We've got what, about 30 minutes left or so. Let's start making this beautifying it a little bit, and so that Velodan can breathe easy. Let's start over here with this little pond. So this is where the bear drinks. This is where that all makes sense. We got the river here. This stuff doesn't really need any ponds. This is good. I feel like we probably need more stuff over here. This NMP doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I'll be honest with you. We probably should have like a rabbit or something in these hills. That makes a lot more sense. So let's go actually, yeah, let's whatever, we can do that, and we can test that other stuff. Let's knock out like the rooms themselves here now. Let's knock this out. And we are going to be using a little bit of ChatGPT to do this, because this part, I mean, you saw how long it takes to just describe a single room, or a single long description or full description. I'm not doing that, so I think we're gonna ChatGPT this for sure. Okay, so we got a room here, and it's got 2 spiders in it. All right, so we're going to. What's the best way of showcasing this? I guess we just show ChatGPT. Is that the move here? I guess so. Let's go over here to this. What is going on? Wait, what? Oh, I see. That's what's going on. Go ahead and get rid of that. That's not right. That's right. We get rid of that. And we got to move this. Nope. This. Does that help? Helps a little bit. It's still a little bit off. Nope, we don't want that. All right, we're just accidentally moving stuff around that we don't need to be. Whatever. Good enough. You guys get the point. Okay, so we need a room description for this room. I need a room desk for a room in MUME. That is a. Let's do 3 to 4 lines, 3 to 4 sentences of a dark Mirkwood room with 2 spiders in it. I think I messed up because it's going to say that no, we don't want the spiders to directly alert. Don't reference the spiders directly. Just have an environment which would make sense for spiders. This is also close to a river to the east. Okay, trees close, press close together here. Their tangled boughs shutting out nearly all alike. Rope-thick webs sag between trunks and roots, beaded with cold moisture from the nearby river. To the east, the faint rush of water. This is perfect. Boom, just like that. Just like that. That would have taken forever, and they did a good job. I mean, even if the spiders are dead, the spiders. This is a spider forest. I don't think that's ridiculous. Obviously, you can't say that the spiders are here, but these webs are going to be in the forest for a long period of time. So I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do this for the room description. Boom. So now that we've got maybe you guys can answer this. Now that we've got the wrap feature, we don't need to manually make the room descriptions 80 characters through Discord, or not Discord, mmapper, right? Am I crazy on that? Because that's what we used to have to do. But now we don't have to do that. Anyone know? So before when making a room description, it would need to be segmented out by 80 characters. And then you would have to manually insert a next line and then next line and next line in like the mapper editor. Do you still need to do that after the changes that Dane made, which allowed things to wrap a little bit more easily? Or do we not need to do that? Let me see if I can showcase it here. So basically before, you'd have this, and then you would have to manually say, okay, we're going to wrap that here, and then we're going to wrap this one here, and then we're going to wrap, I guess, here, which we can still do. I just don't know if this is worth it anymore. You just paste and then hit. Oh, really? Control J? Oh, nice. Well, I already did that. Did that manually. Could have done the whole time. Well, I'll just do that. Let's see what happens. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Is there anything happening here? A dragonfly loads here. There's a muddy pit. Okay, we're going to get another room description here. I need another description for a dark Mirkwood room directly to the west. This is muddy forest room. No spiders are in it, but they might be nearby, and there are some insects living. Evidence, etc. Okay. The forest sinks into wet, churned earth here, where twisted roots vanish beneath black mud. Dead leaves cling to the ground, and rotting mats crawling with beetles and pale grubs. We don't want it to necessarily reference anything living. Don't mention beetles or grubs or anything specific living, because those probably should be mobs. Like you can say like things are moving underneath the leaves or something, but tiny tracks and strange marks freckle the wet earth vanishing beneath low branches. Here are those strands of web cling. I like it. Beautiful. Wonderful. All right. We're going to do this. And then you said Control J. Oh, look at that. You mean I've been manually doing this the entire time and you can just do Control J? That's nuts. Same thing, but reference, but less mud. All right. New room. Same thing. Deeper in the forest, no mud. Thick vines. Thick ceilings on around trunks hanging low from the. Yes, I like that. Less webs. I don't think we need webs in every single room here. Very nice. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add this in. Boom, boom, Control J, save. Nice. And let's do something like, all right, so we'll do room name in at a viney, in a vine-choked forest thicket. Boom. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Boom. In a... I like it. I like it. We have a whole bunch of fireflies here because we have a room limit of 1. So we probably, let's do like 2 dragonflies. I think that makes a lot of sense here. So we're going to go ahead and change this comm here real quick. I'm going to go get rid of 1 cam. What is it? 1970 cam. And we're going to do 20000. Comm list. That looks good. Okay. Okay. Similar vibe. There are roots and spiders in this room. Again, don't reference anything specific. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's not what I meant to do. Rod. Boom. Control J. Boom. Okay. We're slowly going through the rooms here. Do we have anything for this room? No, we don't. Let's do room name. Among at roots and webs. Keep it fun. Among roots and cobwebs. Room name among at roots and cobwebs. Okay. This part is definitely a little bit more boring because we're just going through and doing the grunt work of actually adding descriptions and room names to these things. This is also a dark forest, I believe, so we're going to go ahead and, as we're doing this, well, I'm going to do the whole forest here in terms of room names and descriptions, and then we'll move on. But we're also going to want to add in room flags. So we need this room here. This looks pretty good. So rod, boom, save, nice. Let's do something on room name. Let's do thick dark forest. in a thick dark forest. The thick dark forest. In a thick dark forest. Under a thick dark canopy. There we go. Canopy. Boom. All right, so we got all these rooms look pretty good. Room name at a shadowy forest by the river. Oh man, I keep doing that. That looks good. Muddy pits surrounded by trees. Clump of trees. Looks pretty good. I don't think I have a description for this room yet. We need a description for this room. Another description. I like this. This looks pretty good. Oh, man. Rod, there. Joel. All right, forest lies heavy and shadow here is crooked. Trees pressing close around a narrow path. Wisps of old cobwebs clinging to the bark. Low branches growing thicker to the east. The air is damp and still carrying a faint smell of rot and river mist. Oh, man. I gotta say, AI's pretty good at this stuff. Pretty good at that stuff. This is like the entrance and exit to a forest. All right. No webs. This is the entrance. Let's exit to a forest to the east. To the forest. To the east. I should add some like music or something so we're kind of vibing here, but we're almost done here. No, that's not what we want. This is a forest room. This is a forest room. To the east is outside the forest. Aha. That looks good to me. Do that. That. And then we need a better room name here. So, like, let's do... let's do something like... the fringe of the forest. In... That's room name in at the fringes of a forest. Wait, no, let's do under dark boughs. Under at. Actually, I don't think we need. Do we need the preposition under? I think we just do under some dark boughs. There we go. I don't know if that's right or not. But, ooh, we had some server lag there. Wait, no, that's definitely not right. So, room name, under at some dark boughs. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm not going to bore you guys with more room description, but that is unfortunately part of the deal. Part of the deal. That all looks pretty good. Sweet. I should probably do some of these descriptions maybe a little offline here, or at least get them ready to go here, because this part is a little boring. But that is part of the deal with building. There is a lot of just grind to it, and this is one of the smaller zones. One thing I guess we could do before we wrap up here as well is might as well do another. We've got like we want to add a little texture over here. So like, what should we do with these rooms? We could add some. Well, we got this nice little object here we can redress. We got some fields over here. So we got the watchtower over here on the left. We could add I don't know, what's something that would be like field or brush. I mean, you can always have plants. We actually probably should add some plants here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at here. Let's go back over to this view and open that up. And then we got to go here, get rid of that. And then let's do some numbers for plants. No, we don't want that. We want objects. Wow, there's lots of plants over here. Yeah, it's something I actually haven't considered at all. We probably want to load some types of herbs here. That seems very reasonable. You could do lilies. I don't know if this is really a lily spot. Certainly flowers. Seems like this would be kind of probably a good place for some flowers or like tumbleweed or something. It's pretty close to a river, so I assume it's pretty wet. Probably want mini-stemmed branch with bright yellow flowers. That's cool. Bright orange flowers, dark moss. Ooh, let's look up moss. Some silver gray moss, moss braid, stone key moss plant. What is dark green moss? Let's do info object 8347 read. You may not view the notes on a man. They don't make it easy. They don't make it easy, let me tell you. But let's do. Let's go back to plants, I guess. Plants that would have grass. Do they have grass? Is that a thing? A crushed stem. That's not what we're looking for. Let's do bushy. No. Slender. Let's do flower. There's plenty of sunflowers. Sunflowers. Oh, a black. Some. Let's take a look here. What about info? Object 8351 read. Sunflowers grow best in fertile, moist, well-drained soil with heavy mulch. They often appear on dry, open areas and foothills. This would be probably a pretty good place to add some sunflowers. It's going to be moist around here. And, yeah, why don't we add a sunflower? That sounds fun. All right, let's add a sunflower right here. And, which one was I looking at? 8351. 8351. 8351. 100. And then we look at this. Tall radiant sunflower plant. Nice. And it's not loading right now because I think it's the wrong month. But that's cool. That's cool. Let's look at what other kind of flowers we've got here. What kind of things grow? What kind of plants grow near a river? Kelp. No, that's definitely the ocean. Rogan's bored. The building process is boring sometimes. What is this? 8287 read. No, info info object 8287 read. And I can't look at the notes. Nice. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Anything cool we could put on a road? I don't know. This is like the creative part that's kind of hard. You kind of have to just like percolate and like think about things. What do you guys have any zones that you really like that are like obviously there's fun zones like Gloom and stuff, but like are there like zones like in the Shire and stuff that you guys like that are just open fields? What makes those interesting? Darwinian Road. We probably need some distinction in this road, like there's got to be like a little sign or something. Maybe we can add a sign. That'd be kind of cool. I think there are genuinely signs that you can load. But I like the Shire ones that have little mini quests for travel points, like the Tanner. Yeah, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. I think those little silly small things are what make MUME great, honestly, a lot of the time. The question is, how do we add that in here? Well, let's see here. How do you load a sign? Because I think signs are a lib, if I'm not mistaken. Lib list, lib, com. Aren't signs a lib? Yeah, there's a room sign. Let's do lib help sign. How does that work? Adds a language-specific keyword to the room. Part of the sign's description is readable by all. The actual runes by whoever knows the language. Well, we should do that because it's been mentioned a couple times that the Dorwidians spoke Sindarin. So what if we add a little sign here? No sign. Info Z. No, info, not info Z. Info O13 read. Sign is only loaded by muddle. Do not put in com. Okay, how do you add a sign then? I guess it's just the lib? How do you add a com then? I guess we don't need it to be a com. It could just be in the room description. You can also add a room keyword, which is fine. And that's probably the way we want to go here, maybe. So here, let me go back to the view so you guys can see. We could add room keyword to the maybe the east. Add room D key. That's a direction key. No, K add. That's what we want. K add. So room K add sign. And now if you type examine or look sign. Wait, no, I need to add something now to the sign. So room K desk. Let's just do test sign. Oh wait, I didn't add it. So add room K add sign. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Room K desk sign. This is a test. Oh, I see. This is a test. Wait, what? Okay. So now if we type look sign, this is the test. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to add this sign into the room description. People look at the room description and then can read the sign. That's what we're going to do. Although I feel like, what is he building? Rohan or bust? That's what I'm saying, right? We are building a little zone that's out near, I guess it's a bit south of Long Lake and just east of Mirkwood. And this is a corner zone, and we got zones over to the left and north of us. And to the left, or to the west is Mirkwood, and north of us is kind of farther up the river. Let's do, well, let's just do this for now. So we're going to add, we're going to go back to our this over here. Description for a crumbling old Dorwinian road with reference to a sign in it. Be a signpost. I think that's pretty good. All right, so what we're going to do then is we're going to do something like this, this. So now we have a description. It hints at the sign. You look at the sign. And then I need to... oh, wait, that doesn't work then, because what we want is the sign to be in Sindarin. So let's go ahead and add the lib. So lib room here, add sign, and then lib room here, list. Signs. It says signs none. Lib room here, one, or signs. No. Set one sign. Add keyword. Oh, I see. Okay, so lib. Oh, okay, I think I get it now. Lib room here, set one sign, and we can just do sign again. Because that adds a key. Add keyword. Signs add. Add a sign with the listed keywords. Lib room here, set one. Sign add sign. I don't know. Look sign. This is a test. All right, I might be doing this wrong for sure. So lib room here list. Lib room here sign. No, set one sign. Sign. What? I don't even know what I'm doing. No, it's signs, sign, language, Sindar. Lib room here list. Okay. So does that mean that this is now in Sindarin? If we lib room here load, purge, reset, look sign, or is it? Aha! There's a sign here. Reading this is an empty sign. I hope you read the runes correctly. So now, how do we add? So we're not going to be doing the K desk. What? There's a sign here reading this is an empty sign. You hope you read the runes correctly. Okay. This is like exploration central for how this works. Here. Set one. Read just object and the rune itself. So here, list. So wait, you're saying that what you do is you add a... So the rune has a different keyword hinted in the redressed object. Okay, so what you're saying then is you add a redressed object, which is quote unquote a sign, and then you have, so are you still using a rune keyword? Or like, how do I set the text of the rune? Okay. So what you're saying then, let's say, I don't know, let's do room. Let's get rid of the old keyword then. Let's do room kkill sign. And then we're going to do room kadd. So, in the description of the boulder, you say there are runes on the boulder. Look at runes. All right, so let's do add runes as a test. And then we're going to do room k desk runes. And then that pops up this. This is a test rune. And then, wait, you don't use a k desk. And this is using the sign. All right, so wait, so you're saying all right, so lib room here list, lib room here. Okay, so sign overrides that. Okay. So lib room here set 1 signs runes. Okay, lib room here set 1 signs add runes. And now we lib room here list. Okay. I am not doing this right. Shit. We're going to just kill this one. All right, so lib room here list, so we can get rid of it. Lib room here list. Lib room here. Remove 1. Lib room here list. Okay, so now lib room here add sign. Boom. Lib room here set 1 signs runes. Oh man, lib room here set 1 signs add runes. Okay, model keyword already exists because I've got the all right, so you got the redress object. The object points to a keyword. So you got signs, 1 define, sign message over carvings, watched room. Okay. Okay. So we need to list. We need to wait, what? Why is this still here? I thought I deleted this. Okay, so lib room here set 1. Lib room here set 1 signs. Lib room here set 1. How do I remove set 1 signs list? Lib room, I don't want sign. I want to get runes. Lib room here set 1 sign remove. Lib room here set 1 sign delete. No, lib room here set 1 signs sign delete. Oh my goodness. Lib room here set 1 signs sign. I don't understand why that doesn't work. Sign delete. Why isn't it deleting it? What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I just wait. Did I not delete? Wait. Room here list. Whew. Okay. Lib room here. I'm going to just try deleting it again. Lib room here. Set 1 delete. Oh my goodness. Lib room here. Here. Set 1. Live room here, set 1 signs. Live room here, set 1 signs, sign. Live room here, set 1 signs, sign. Delete forever. Oh, okay. I needed to delete forever. Okay. All right. That was, whew, my goodness. Okay. That works now. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. All right. So lib room here. Set. You guys having fun? Set 1 signs, runes, language, Sindar. Lib room here. Set 1 signs, runes, runes. Wait, plain text? Edit the runes, edit the plain text. Plain text? Ah. Reading, there's a sign here, reading percent. Okay, so that's, okay, now I get it. Then you can do lib room here, set 1, signs, runes, runes. The road goes on and on. Road goes ever on and on, just to test. Okay, lib room here, load. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, and now we examine runes. There's a sign here reading, the road goes ever on and on. You hope you read the runes correctly because you got to know Sindarin. Of course, I know Sindarin because God characters know all the languages, I think. All right. Oh my goodness, we did it. Okay, well, that was a rabbit hole of shenanigans figuring that out. All right. I feel like we didn't make that much progress, which is crazy because we spent 3 hours working on this. But we showcased a lot on how to redress things, and we're starting to get into the nitty gritty parts. So there's 2 big things that, well, there's a bunch of things left to do for this building project. But 2 of the kind of less fun things are we're just gonna have to go through and just brute force a lot of room descriptions and room names. Just to like actually have the zone kind of looking and feeling the way we want it. And then we need to go through and also just kind of do beautifying of objects and whatnot. We still probably want to add some like plants. The zone doesn't have a lot of objects left. I think we have, or at the moment we've got plenty of mobs, and maybe we'll add more mobs, etc. But that's, I think we're in relatively good shape for that. But we do need probably some objects because it's a little object sparse right now. And then we also need to request our new mob and our new object, and we're probably going to be adding a man or a honey badger or something, and we will request that and showcase that next time. But yeah, we need to crush all the room descriptions and just kind of beautify up this place, and then we can hopefully move on to the next thing. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. It's always a pleasure struggling in front of you guys. And please, if you have any ideas on what you want to see in here, or just questions on zone building at all, or you're just like, wow, that's either really cool or that looks dumb or whatever, please feel free to participate. I'd love to add as much of your guys' thoughts and wants into this as possible. But without further ado, I think that's it for today. So thanks for joining, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.